Comedian Craig Gass is set to perform in Rochester this weekend. He's perhaps best known for being able to do just about any impression on the spot. And there's an interesting reason why he's able to do that.
Yeah, it's...
Welcome.
Well, I'm happy to be here. I didn't know. I thought maybe I got tricked and I was going to have a tattoo removed. And I was going to tell you guys, I don't even have any.
Wait, you don't have tattoos?
No, but I felt.
I know, that's what I said.
Every comedian has a tattoo. No, I'm just kidding.
I felt bad because the tattoo she wants to get removed, it's like a peace tattoo. And she goes, I've regretted it ever since I got it. And I was like, I've always wanted to get a pentagram on my arm. And, you know, so I felt bad. But yes.
I mean, you could go there when you're done here. If you
Yeah, I want to go. I feel like something's going on. Everybody's wearing sunglasses. I feel like you guys haven't legalized pot up here, have you?
That's not
Okay.
done.
It seemed like something crazy was going on over there. But yeah, I'm here to be funny this week. I'm doing shows in Rochester.
But this is cool because you're not actually on until the end of the week. But you're like, Rochester's the place where I want to hang out.
Here's the thing. I've always wanted to do Brother Weeds' show. I'm a radio guy, and I've been doing radio for over 20 years. Worked with Howard Stern. I've been doing stuff with Opie lately. Brother Weeds is a legend in the business, so I've been dying to come to Rochester specifically to hang out with Brother Weeds.
So he knows you're coming. He's expecting you? You're not just going to show up?
No, I'm coming. I actually hung out with him last night. I brought him backstage to the Maroon 5 show.
He is coming.
Yeah. Watch
Lock
out.
the door.
This guy with weird facial hair. Maybe I can get this burned off my face at that tattoo place.
So you were at the Maroon 5 concert.
I was at the Maroon 5 show last night. There's a couple guys in the band who are big supporters of my career. I've been doing voices on Family Guy and American Dad for the last few years. I'm mostly known as a voice guy, and it's because I've always been able to do any kind of voice that I hear because of how I grew up. And this is not a joke.
Tell us about that. This is amazing, especially for our Rochester community.
This is a true story. Everyone in my family is deaf. My mom, my dad, and my sister are all completely deaf. So growing up in a deaf family, I couldn't learn how to talk from my family. I learned how to talk by copying all the voices I heard on TV. And I never got an accent from the Bronx, by the way, which is where I grew up.
Right.
And everyone in the Bronx has a really thick accent. Like, everybody sounds like Tracy Morgan. Everybody in the Bronx talk like this. Whether you black or white, male or female, that's crazy.
That is great.
Hey, this is the voice of your next door neighbor, and I'm a Vietnamese girl. That's crazy. Hey, this is the voice of your mailman, and I'm transitioning. Come get your mail, baby. That's sexy as hell.
Oh my gosh, that was great.
So the weirder the voice, the easier it is for me to do it. Like Christopher Walken
Has a real stop and go kind of voice where he'll talk. Every once in a while, he'll stop. And then he'll keep going.
or Al Pacino.
Which is all the way down here. That is a voice that women love to hear, even though he loves to hear for no reason.
Hey, check it out. So we got about 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Why don't you read what's in the prompter? Because we're going to have more with you when we come back.
Yeah.
Give us, give
Which
us
one?
something.
All right, I'm going to put on my glasses.
However you want to do it, you do it.
Hi, everybody. This is Gene Simmons from KISS. And if you missed any segment of this show, you go to kissonline.com for $49.95. And when we come back, we'll have Craig Gass put his skills to the impression test. Next, get ready. Boom.
That was great.
Am I doing the weather right now?
Yeah, you want to?
He's
All right, here we go.
There you go.
Hey, everybody, get ready for your weather. This is Tracy Morgan with the sexiest weather you've ever had. This week, here's your extended forecast. It's going to get warm today, but later this week, you won't put your clothes back on. And by Friday, if you come out to Photo City Improv, everybody's getting pregnant. Bring your own shoehorn. Everybody's taking a baby. Everybody's going to have a baby.
That's a forecast.
That's never been a part of our forecast. But woo!
It was a great one.
That's when you'll be on Photo City Improv Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, it's a brand new club that opened, I guess, in the downtown area, Photo City Improv, and they don't even have the information on their website yet. It's on my website right now. It'll be on their website by the end of today. So if you want the information for the tickets, it's at getgas.com. Getgas with 2 S's.com is where all the info is.
That's clever.
But 2 shows on Friday, 2 shows on Saturday.
Because we were talking about your last name. We were asking you, is it Gass, Goss? And so you just made it
And teachers would always try to protect me on the first day of school and go, oof, Craig Goss? And I'd have to go, no, it's gas. And they're like, ah. And then they would laugh at me.
Return to comedy.
Yeah, they would always goof on me. But we were talking about Family Guy during the break. I got my break. Like I've been lucky that every character I've played on TV has been on a huge show.
Yeah.
Sex and the City. I got to do something really filthy on Sex and the City. King of Queens, Law and Order. But Family Guy, I've always been a huge fan of. And their casting director, Linda, discovered me on YouTube. And she saw a bunch of clips of me doing impressions, and she said, we want to offer you a job on Family Guy. And my first episode of Family Guy, I walked in, and it was just me and Seth MacFarlane alone in a studio.
Crazy.
And I was really excited because I'm a fan. And we did a recording session that lasted maybe 5 minutes.
Okay.
Where Seth MacFarlane kept doing one line as Peter Griffin, where he kept saying, "This is crazier than when Al Pacino was a slumlord laundromat tenant." And then they cut to me as Al Pacino in the middle of a bunch of broken down washers and dryers going, "You're out of order. And you're out of order. And you're all out of order." And I did that 3 times, and Seth MacFarlane said, "All right, I think we're good." But I was so nervous because I thought we were going to be friends now because we're working together.
Right.
And I said, "All right, so do you want to hang out?" And he goes, "Hey, what do you mean hang out?" And I go, "I don't know, you want to grab a coffee or something?" And he goes, "I got to work." And I said, "Oh, okay. Do you want me to leave?" And he goes, "Yeah, get the hell out of here." And I go, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry." And I got up and I walked out. I didn't hear from him or Linda for 6 months.
Oh my gosh.
And then they started calling me every couple of months saying, "Hey, can you do this voice? Can you do this voice?" And now every time I come in, Seth's never around. It's always this guy named Mike Henry who does the voice of Cleveland and the creepy old guy.
Right.
And every time I see Mike, I go, "Hey, Mike, is Seth around?" And
Freaked him out.
Yeah. And every time I see him, he goes, "Don't worry about Seth. Come on, we'll get you out of here real quick." That's what he says.
Wait,
We'll get you
are
out of here.
they joking around too, or they're like for real?
I think he's hiding in a cubicle somewhere
he's
and
like,
telling them, like, that dude's
Keep him away from
weird.
me. So
Yeah.
who is Quagmire?
Quagmire is it Seth? Seth does Peter, and he does the dog.
He does
and,
multiple ones, yeah.
Yeah, and then they have celebrities come in as themselves, and it's and they just use me as a utility guy to do voices. So this
Gotcha.
weekend, the shows are at Photo City Improv. It's a bunch of impressions, stories about the people I do impressions of, and some dirty jokes. So, but I'm a good person.
Yeah.
And
we'll
I love my
save
mom.
the dirty jokes for the show.
Yeah.
We're
I love
running-
my mom. I send her money every month, just so you know.
We're running out of time, but have you ever done like an impression of someone to that person and they haven't been impressed?
Yes.
Oh, that's scary.
Christopher Walken. I had dinner with Christopher Walken, and he hated me. Another comedian, Richard Belzer, kept trying to get me to do my impression of Christopher Walken for Christopher Walken, and he just kept staring at me, and I was like, "I don't even know if this sounds like you. I try to sound as weird as possible, and then I say the word cowbell. Pow!" And Walken went, "Wow." And he kept
Do you
making
want
me...
to stick around?
We're having
Sure,
fun.
let's have some fun.
Yeah, okay? All right, because we got a break. Weather, traffic, and headlines are coming up next.
Get ready.
We couldn't get enough of comedian Craig Gass, set to perform in Rochester this weekend. So we're like, please stay for a third segment. And he
We're
was like,
burning off my chest hair
Well-
in this segment. I got a lot of chest hair, and we're going to burn it off into a pattern that
Yeah.
is a peace dove.
we don't have the glasses, and I don't have a license, but let's go!
Yeah, they're having a party in the other place.
Right.
It sounds like they're,
The tattoo removal.
your anchors are getting tattoos removed. It's a crazy day for you guys.
That's what we do. We hold down the crazy here at 13 Wham News and Fox Rochester. It's
Are
what
you
we
coming
do.
to the show this weekend?
I want to, because you're so cool.
Yeah.
You're just so chill. You know, some people come in with egos, and you're like, hey, Cheryl.
I'm staying right down the street. I'm staying at the Residence Inn. It's like a mile from here. I could have walked over here in a bathrobe, just brushing my teeth, told a couple jokes, and go right back to bed. So
Well, why don't you
it's
do that tomorrow?
You know what? I can do that. I'll just drive in every morning and just kind of walk through.
You could
and...
be our special
All
correspondent.
right, cool. I can
Yeah.
do that. I can do some news stories as different celebrities.
We'll see what else Ashley is going to get removed this week, and you can get it removed too.
Ashley's got a story. I can tell that Ashley's got a story. And did you notice the girl that works in the office is covered in tattoos?
Is she?
She's got a demon devil tattoo on her hand. She's got I was like, why isn't she getting any of her tattoos
Maybe
removed?
she likes 'em.
Yeah, there's something else going on there. There's something going on.
So we talked about your impressive resume. We talked about you totally freaking out Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah, I creeped him out, which is my forte apparently.
But if you weren't watching last hour, a cool tie, especially for Rochester, is that you learned to do impressions because your mom, dad, and sister, when you were growing up, they were all deaf. So
Yeah.
you learned to sort of speak by watching TV.
Yeah, my whole family's deaf, and there was always like a sensitivity about, like, friends would come over and they'd worry about being inappropriate or being offensive, like, I don't want to do the wrong thing. But meanwhile, the most insane deaf jokes I've ever heard were from my own deaf family.
Yeah?
I took my sister out to dinner, surprise birthday party a few months ago. And at dinner, my sister is signing to me and she goes, "Do you want to hear a good joke?" And I said, "Sure." And she said, "Me too."
I was okay. I was worried for a second.
Wow. Yeah, no, she's, no, it's just that I just learned that you can laugh at anything. But yes, growing up in a deaf family, I learned how to talk by copying all the voices I heard on TV. So I was always able to mimic any kind of voice that I hear. But yeah, it was always more a physical thing.
Right,
Like,
because when you do it, you've been doing them for us. You get the physical part down too, and that also maybe came from having a deaf family, right?
Yeah, I would, because deaf people are very expressive. So when I used to do impressions for my family that didn't involve any voices, it was just body language, you know. But like Adam Sandler, his body language is, you know, he's really playful, you know, and silly, and always does poopy jokes, shibby-doo, hee-hoo, you know. And Al Pacino,
Well, just look right through you, like he's looking through your soul. Hoo-ah.
or Morgan Freeman,
Is just barely awake.
you know, like, it's so I would always think of the person more than I would think of the voice.
Right.
So
Sort of like
and-
what they embody.
Yeah, and I always feel like I have to put out the warning, like, if you're really enjoying this segment when you come out to the show, just know there's going to be some dirty jokes. But again, I am a good person, so I love my mom, but just, you know, it's a brand new comedy club, which Rochester's needed for a while, and Photo City Improv really wants to bring a lot of great comedians out here. So this weekend we're gonna tear it up out there.
So when you're hanging out in Rochester over the next few days and like you're out and people are like, you know, hey, do this, do this impression. But you must have your own favorite ones to do.
I'm a big rock music fan, so doing impressions of the guys from Metallica or Kiss, which got me in trouble. I did an impression of Gene Simmons on the Howard Stern show, where I would interrupt all the music guests as Gene Simmons and try to sell them crappy Kiss products. And it was a joke. It was kind of a goof, but we found out later that the real Gene Simmons actually started getting hate mail because of all the things I was saying on the Howard Stern show.
Look at you, troublemaker.
And then one morning, Gene Simmons showed up. He got on a flight, came to New York, and showed up to confront me live on the show. Yeah,
Which is a big part. Troublemaker this weekend.
Yeah, this weekend. It's a whole segment I do called "I Think Gene Simmons is Going to Kill."